All right.
Hey. What up, y'all?
All right, welcome back to this week's episode of Topical Topics. You already done started.
My bad.
You already started. The show ain't even.
That's my MO.
All right. Bring it down, DJ. Bring it down. All right, welcome to this week's episode of Topical Topics. We got some really great stuff to discuss with y'all today. But as usual, in true Aviana World fashion, Topical Topics fashion, what you drinking?
I already know. That's one of my favorites, ain't it?
Yes, this is one of my favorites, you guys. If you watched Wine Crush Wednesday, you would know that Apothic is one of our favorite wines.
Definitely.
And they have a lot of different flavors. I mean, I haven't tried one that I didn't like. I think he didn't like one, but I like them all. So, the one we're drinking today is
Apothic
Crush. Yeah.
This only comes around like at a certain time, right?
Yeah, you know what? I think they're keeping it.
Okay.
This used to be only during Valentine's Day.
Yeah, during February.
Yep. This was only during Valentine's Day, like a few years ago, and they just decided to keep it because it is so dang good.
It is.
Apothic Crush, and Friday got his little look at what he drinking out of. Look at this guy.
Yeah, you know, it's all the same thing.
But it has Aviana World in the back. See, he loved his wife. He loved me a little bit.
A little bit. You know, it's more room for the wine to aspirate. You know what I'm saying?
To aerate, you mean?
Yeah, all that.
Okay. To aspirate, aerate.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then.
Conjuvelate,
this
aspiration, all that.
Okay, so listen, we got our really cool glasses made by this lady. I'll leave her information in the description. If you're watching this on Facebook, I will definitely put her information so you guys can check her out. It's To Be Loved by You. She's really cool, really nice lady, really reasonable prices. Shout out to her. And I'm still nasally, y'all. I don't know what the heck is going on. I still got this stupid cold,
I feel
but
like I'm starting to catch it now.
but the show must go on. So let's get into it. Okay, so first topic, of course, you know we got to talk about.
What's that?
Kanye's album came out last week.
Yes, it did.
Right?
Yes, it did. Let's talk about it.
I mean, we've been waiting on Kanye to come out with something, see what's been going on with this guy. I mean, he's been saying some wild stuff. Y'all know. We didn't get a chance to talk about it because it happened a few weeks back. But, I mean, just to kind of recap, Kanye's been ranting on Twitter, talking about a bunch of crazy stuff.
But real quick, I just want to make this clear. I'm not going to take Kanye's opinion as if I know what it is. Because I don't know what that man really trying to say.
I swear.
You know what I'm saying? His album cover says, I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. So I don't really know what he's trying to say. And a lot of them have good things to say.
So speaking of his album, what did you think of the album?
I felt the album was bipolar.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, like...
And we are fans of Kanye.
I'm a huge fan.
From the beginning.
Huge.
From Through the Wire. So...
I don't know, man. There's so many things going through my mind. Because when I see a piece of art, music, a painting, whatever, I always think, let me get inside the mind of the artist.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of feel what he was feeling. But I don't know whether this was like, just like an ego thing, like Kanye just trying to be relevant again in music. Or was this...
I think he's bipolar. Like, legit.
Yeah, like, and it felt that way. It's like, he was trying to respond to all the things that the media has been saying about him, but it was just kind of like... And that's the thing about this album. Sonically, it was great. Sonically, like, to me, it was genius. Like, I heard it. I felt the music in it. And some Kanye albums haven't been like that.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the album. I enjoyed this latest album. I thought it was very artistic. I mean, even I thought about Killing You today. Like, I totally got the art of the album. I thought it was very, very artistic. I think it was that crazy side of Kanye, but that that, okay, there's a method to the madness. That's kind of what I was getting. I didn't like some of his other albums. I didn't like Yeezus. I didn't like Life of Pablo was okay.
Yeah. I didn't feel that.
Really?
I didn't feel like it was a method to the madness.
Really?
No. I felt like this album was rushed, and maybe because I know what's behind it. Like, you only put out 7 tracks, and you do 7 tracks for everybody that you're doing that's coming out on good music, back to back to back.
Right.
I feel like he was just in the studio, just making beat to beat to beat. He chose the ones he wanted to use, broke them down for the samples, and then just had these ideas in his mind. And then just, like I said, sonically it was there, but to me it didn't answer a lot of the questions that I really like.
And I think that's why you're disappointed, because a lot of people were looking for answers to why he's acting so crazy. But for me,
I don't think it was a good time to put out an album. I feel like when you graduate a level or a step in life, that's when you should put out an album to talk about it.
But this is his art, not yours.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's so true.
I just didn't see it that way. I saw it as, okay, like that single he put out with T.I., when they're going back and forth, and he's like, it's almost like it was a conversation with himself.
Right.
And T.I. was that trying to be the voice of reason, but that part of Kanye that's like, no, but this is what I really think, and this is how I really feel, and what's wrong with that?
Right.
But that's just the way that I saw it. Do I agree with everything that Kanye's saying? Not necessarily. I think Kanye really needs to check himself. Okay, so having discussed Kanye and his issues, that brings me to the word of the week. The word of the week is humility. So, I know we all think we know what humility is, and I know we all do. Not think, we know what humility is. And last week we talked about ego and getting our egos in check so that we can display humility.
That's right.
The dictionary describes humility as a modest or low view of one's own importance. Humbleness.
I like to correct that. A lot of people do view humility as lowering oneself. But in actuality, to me, this definition is incorrect.
But it's not lowering of oneself, one's own importance.
Let me explain.
Okay.
So, I think it's the exact opposite.
Okay.
I think once you get in tune with the Most High and you realize that everything that He created is awesome, immaculate, beautiful, and the importance of it is significant, the humility comes into play with not downplaying oneself, but understanding that everybody else has the exact same thing that you do. We're all awesome. We're all amazing. We all have these qualities. So none of us are greater than each other. You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes we have to, like Kendrick Lamar said, sometimes you just have to sit down and be humble. Because it possibly could be that you are coming off as that you're, especially if you have a platform and your opinion does have a level of importance, sometimes your humility will be a better display than something you have to say. So let's all pray for Kanye and display a little bit more humility. All right. That was an excellent word of the week. So let's get into a topic that I think is important, especially for us parents. And just this week, we had Jada Pinkett Smith on her show, which I think is an awesome show. If you haven't seen it on Facebook, Red Table Talk.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jada. Like, she's such a beautiful person. I love her show. It's so empowering and encouraging. I absolutely. It's a big topic. So, parenting. She is an unconventional parent. We all know this. We've seen her kids in the media. We've seen their crazy hairstyles, their piercings, the way that they act in the public, and their parents support them. And the question is, well, here's what she talked about in her show. She said that she let Jaden move out at 15.
Okay.
As we know, she does allow her children to make decisions for themselves ever since they were little.
That's right.
And a lot of old school conventional parents do not agree with that. They think that children need to have guidance, constant guidance.
Mm-hmm. What about that?
Well, yeah, what do you think? I want to know what you guys think too. Please comment. Please comment.
Please do. I don't know. They have an unconventional family, right? So to me, like, you try to apply those principles of a normal family to somebody that's in the limelight and child stars, and you see what happens all the time. Like, they end up just not being able to handle that sort of pressure.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to unconventional parenting, I really feel like people shouldn't throw a blanket over raising children and just say, this is how you do it, this is what you need to do. Children are people, they're individuals. So you have to recognize different weaknesses, strengths, talents, gifts, abilities in your children. And no matter what their age is, children develop at different ages. So some kids, I'm not saying all kids ready to move out when they're 15. Obviously, he can do that for other reasons too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you have to go with where your child is at in life. You can't just hold them to something or somewhere because that's the status quo.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. That's how you help them to grow.
I actually support unconventional parenting.
What? Okay.
I do. I'll give myself a clap.
Okay.
Ego, calm down. I agree with unconventional parenting in this sense. They do have an unconventional family, but also too, you know, like Aaron said, children develop and mature at different rates and in different ways. And Jaden obviously appears to be a person that, like he mentioned in the show, that he learned a lot when he left and it made him come back. Yeah. Some kids, you can't do that. You can't say, okay, go off and figure it out and, you know, I know you'll be back. Some kids don't come back. Some kids don't make it back. Some kids, they have to figure it out and they stay out. And they stay struggling forever.
Yeah. I left at a very young age.
Yeah.
For real. Young.
You gonna share your testimony now?
Nah, I'm just saying it was somewhere around that age that Jaden left. It was a different circumstance, but I was a different kid. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, I don't feel like I turned out to be amazing, but I think
you're amazing.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. But, you know, just different than a lot of individuals. So, you know, my dad, though, he was unconventional. Like I was telling y'all last week.
He was.
I was riding on Lakeshore Drive.
That's what we talked about last week.
Like 12, 13, learning to drive. It was crazy.
I agree with it because my daughter was doing laundry when she was 9. Yeah. You know, our daughter is 12 and she understands a lot of things in life that some adults don't understand and get. Yeah. We can have conversations with her that we can't have with adults because they're just not with it. So I think that every child, like Aaron said, needs to be raised according to their specific needs. Some kids don't need whoopings. Like Willow said in the show, for her, the worst punishment for her was feeling like she disappointed her parents. Yeah. If they looked at her and felt disappointment for her, it was devastating.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I was okay on punishment because I have a very vivid imagination. I've been meditating since like 6. But I hated getting whoopings, man.
So that was his punishment. That was his punishment. That was his punishment. And my daughter is the same way. She needs a whooping. That'll get her right in check. Regular old punishment, she'll sit in her room and read books to the end of the world. Right. Like, cool, I'll read books. No, like for me, it was isolation.
Let's qualify whooping though, because we're in the puppet. We ain't talking about beating your kids.
Yeah, like punching your kids in the face, in the chest. Man. Like,
that's you know.
Come on now.
Don't be disrespectful with your form of discipline, and don't do it in anger.
We're gonna do a show about that. Actually, I want to do a show about discipline because I actually wrote an elaborate blog post about disciplining children. But we're gonna talk about that. But I personally, I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about unconventional parenting, or do you feel like it's what I say, that's it, it goes, you don't get to ask no questions, be seen, not heard? What do you guys think? Times have changed. I don't know. I know we need to discuss it. I just want to know what you guys think, because I still believe in spankings. I still believe in timeouts. I still believe, but I also do believe that each child needs to be raised according to their specific needs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, we bringing back dance break.
I'm bringing back dance break. I was feeling that beat, you know. I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into another topic. Okay. I've been wanting to talk about this with the audience for a long time. This topic is, I've been waiting to have a discussion about this. Ain't nobody talking to me. People just been like, it's an elephant in the room. You want to know what it is?
Tell me. Let's talk about it. What is it?
Booties, tooties, and cooties.
What that elephant at? What's she talking about?
Booties, tooties, and cooties.
Booties,
I'm
tooties.
talking about plastic surgery, people. Plastic surgery.
Oh, okay. Talking about them enhancements.
Them booties.
Talking about them stuffings.
Them tooties. And them cooties. Okay? That's what I'm talking about.
Talking about them things, okay.
Yeah.
Them things out here, why?
It used to be just a rich people thing. Like, all right, you out here with this fake booty looking like a diaper. But
them things is out here.
They out here.
Watch y'all back.
They out here in regular Peopleville.
Hey, all day. Them things is out here. On young women too. Them things is out here.
I got a man here, so this is awesome. Of course I got an opinion about it, but I want to see, and I think
stay out here.
I think Aaron is a really awesome perspective for the man's perspective. I really do.
I don't know. I don't say that because a lot of guys don't agree.
He keeps it real. You tell the truth about how you feel. Like some dudes be like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying.
No, guys know on this particular topic. Guys know what they like and what they don't like.
All right, so
what they willing to deal with. Or
what you think about plastic surgery? And I'm talking about booties, breasts,
tooties, cooties, and whatever else.
Brazilian butt lifts.
I mean,
waist snatching.
I'm not even gonna go deep with this one, y'all. For real, like if it look good, and this is, I feel like I can speak for every man. If it looks good, if it feels good, then we good.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't even a matter of fact of like some women would say, well, if you can tell. Yeah, like sometimes you can tell, but if it look good, I mean, we ain't really tripping.
I think we mean like if you can tell, like if your thighs don't match.
Well, then it don't look good.
With, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like if it's done right, you can't. You be thinking like.
Right. What
you think? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think that's what women mean when we say if you can tell.
Right, and that's basically what I mean too.
Okay.
Like if it don't look right, then you can tell, and it's not looking right. But sometimes you could tell a woman has augmentation up top.
Yes,
and
it's kind of hard to miss a breast augmentation.
But it might not look bad.
Right.
So it's like you understand, like.
Right. You know. I think in certain circumstances, I think that this is where the line becomes very blurry.
About judge people, no.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not.
I am. I'm waiting on my turn.
Shut up. I thought you weren't going to get deep with this.
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, okay.
But I can still judge folks, though.
Okay, sure. This is topical topics. You say what you want to say. This is your opinion time. Okay? Opinion time. This is what I think. I think that the lines get real blurry with this subject because you have some women that, hey, you lost 200 pounds. You got saggy skin. Your titties down to your knees now. You know, everything is just, I understand, you know, you might want to do a little nip tuck to get yourself from all the hard work that you did or the money that you spent to, you know, get your body the way that you wanted it. Yeah. You know, if you worked hard to go from 350 to 180, sis, If you want to get that tummy tuck, I respect you. But I think the line gets blurry when women are getting plastic surgery for attention, for internal insecurities that are really stemming from other emotional damage that hasn't been repaired or at least worked on.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's when it gets crazy, because you tend to notice the women that are doing it for that because it's a hasty decision.
Yeah.
You know, they go to Brazil to some crazy doctor in a dark alley somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas someone that said, you know what, I've been working out, I've been putting in this work because I wanna be the best me that I can be. But I just got this one thing that's like, I just wanna cinch that together. But then you got women that go and get their whole head to toe done. Nose, lips, cheeks, forehead realignments. Like, what the heck?
I think it's a very personal decision. Like, because we could say all of that about a person that worked out and did this and had this one thing. But what about a woman that's not losing weight but has this one thing about her that makes her feel insecure? Is it wrong if she fixes that? Like, I feel it's a very personal decision. And I feel it's a decision that should also, you should include family and close people around you. So that if they can kind of help you to guide you through that process of saying, you know, because like you said, somebody to make a quick decision. Well, you don't want to judge and assume because somebody got plastic surgery that they fall in that category, but they support system should have been the ones to kind of help them or guide them through that process of saying, you know, everybody know when somebody went a little too far. You know what I'm saying? But I can't judge them. It's a very personal.
That's why I said like someone that, like I said, you get one or two procedures, you know what I'm saying, to fix a flaw.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets blurry, because what are we considering a flaw?
But you know, a lot of men view makeup and plastic surgery like in the same lane. But women don't. But just because
I didn't even want to get at a clap.
Just because it's not permanent, some women are okay with doing it. But a lot of men view it the same way. They're like, well, that's not how you look without makeup. That's not how you look without this particular thing. Yeah. But the consensus still is, if you look good with it, we alright with it.
There it is, people.
You know, as long as it don't come off on the pillow and I think you my cousin, or Ian jumping in my bed, I'm telling man,
Ian is my brother.
What's wrong with you, bro?
I don't know why I clap for that.
I don't want to wake up next to Ian.
You don't want to wake up next to my brother.
Nah.
Okay, all right. This is just my final thought on this. I think that we as women need to just love ourselves. Because, yes, I wear makeup. And yes, I've thought about plastic surgery. I'm not going to lie to you, you know. But I had to check my ego and say to myself, is that really going to make me a better person? Is that going to make me a better person to someone else? Or is it vanity? Because who I want to be as a person and I want people to know about me is not my body. I don't want them to look at me and say, dang, she look good. You know, and that's all that they see. Right. I'm a person of substance. And so for me, it's like, just love yourself, baby.
Yeah.
And when you love yours. Yeah. And when you speak to people and when you encounter people, you want them to feel that love and that energy. I want them to feel that and not just see just the superficial part of me because of the work that I got done. So I think Fife can give us something to elaborate on that. I think he can elaborate on that and give us something good when it comes to that subject of loving yours. So with that said, Fife's philosophies.
Stop pretending, people. If you're not about that life, don't act like you is. Do you ever feel obligated to go along with the crowd? Maybe you pretend to be a part of the conversation that you're not interested in. But ask yourself why. Now more than ever, the pressure to conform, to go along with the crowd, is very powerful. The government, the entertainment industries, big business, they employ tactics to make you think and act in ways that benefit them. But on a much smaller scale, and maybe even more important, what about your friends, your family, your associates? It's very interesting to see people living a life that's a lie just to impress or appease others. Whether it's close friends or relatives, learn to get along with others without compromising your truths. Instant popularity is just that. It comes and goes so fast that you're left with an empty feeling inside. Grow strong enough to be you, even in situations where your opinion may be less than popular. 5.
All right.
Why y'all gotta put boo-boo on my...
Because we just gotta break up, you know, the... Thank you, Five. I knew you were going to be able to give us a piece that would feed us and encourage us and make us feel loved. And we can love ourselves.
That's right.
Whether you got plastic surgery or not, do you, boo-boo?
It don't matter, baby.
Do you, boo-boo?
We good.
And that's the show.
Aye.
And you know we love you.
Even if you a window shopper.
See y'all next week. We love you.